Hello. After a short gap, I am glad to be back with you. You see a banner here that is in English, so I'm also going to talk in English and record this. It's a strange title, right? You will not know what it is. What is 50-50? Why 50-50? And when 50-50? So this is one of my firm, basic vision and conviction about the future. And so I'm recording this under Asri TV Global ATM YouTube channel. When you see this, please do subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe and share with others. It will also be embedded in our website, www.asriglobal.org. So we are going to, in brief, see what is 50-50, why 50-50, and when 50-50. Now, when I say 50-50, it goes to a global phenomena which is taking place in the past 3 decades very significantly. It was right from the beginning of the Bible days, this 50-50 was declared by those people who were confessing and believing that Jesus will come back again. There is a second coming of Christ into this world. Why? Because when he was on the earth, he had very clearly said that I'm coming back again. When he had said, I'm coming back again, when I come back, or close to my coming, or be prior to my coming, see, I do not know the seasons and dates of what would happen exactly when. Understand that. So, because people who have confessed times and seasons have failed miserably, I repeat that again and again. We need to only warn. Even if you get days like the prophets of the Old Testament and Revelation, book of Revelation, talks about some periods, you do not know. One day is like 1,000 years in God's sight. And if it is 7 days, it can be 7 years, it can be 70 years, or 70 into 7, 490 years too. So about seasons and times, we need to be careful. Now, coming back to the 50-50. Jesus said, I will come back like a thief, and when I return, there may be 2 in the field, one will be taken up, one will be left behind. 2 grinding mill, 2 women, one will be taken up, one will be left behind. 2 may be in the rooftop, one will be taken up, one will be left behind. All are on work, serious work, grinding mill, women's work, preparing food, field, they are cultivating and working, roof, again a work. It also simultaneously in the same chapter or close to the chapter, next chapter, it is said about 10 virgins went to see the bridegroom, and in the middle of the night when it was delayed, just like how it is getting delayed, the return of Lord is getting delayed. And during this time, they get very disappointed. And so suddenly they went off to sleep, and suddenly they heard the voice that bridegroom has come. He's opening the door. What happened? 5 virgins who had enough oil went inside. 5 virgins did not have enough oil. They pleaded with the other 5. They refused to give. And hence they ran to the shop to get it. By the time bridegroom, taking the 5 inside, shut the door. This is what's going to happen. Now, how it is a global phenomena. In America, it had been happening, which I have repeated in several of my clips. There are 2 parties, big parties, 50-50 seats, always with 1 seat, whether it will go this side or that side. The majority is counted in American politics and the government. And then it is said whether they can pass a bill or bring an amendment to the Constitution, etc., etc. This is already functioning in 50-50, but sad to say, America is falling down from the 50% of believers, conservatives, It is falling down in its percentage, 46, 47, 45. But the prayers of the church, the church is rising up, the prayers of the church and the evangelicals are to get back to 50%. You cannot go beyond 50%. That is God's percentage. You may go, maybe if the Lord wants to change the constitution, he may give you even 2/3 of majority. Possible. That is for America. It is possible for Israel. It has gone through a similar situation. 3, 4 elections during the past few months. Why? Because struggling again in the 50-50%. But America is chosen for a 50-50 or more of the believers and less of unbelievers. Israel will have 50-50 because they have to make the choice every time. And there are many other nations globally that are going to be either within them, there will be 50-50. For example, Australia, UK, you can take, because these are the nations which have been Christians or believers, maybe in New Zealand, and some now they are sliding down. UK has slided down very badly. Australia is picking up. New Zealand is retaining. And there are European countries which will come back to this 50-50%, because that is my forecast into them. There are many Muslim nations which may not come to have 50-50. Some may not have. But overall, why I said a global phenomena, overall in the world, 50% of the nations and 50 for Christ, and 50% of nations may not be for Christ. Or in another interpretation, I can say 50% of the population of the world. That is what Christ said, when I shall return, 2 will be in the field, 1 will be taken up, 1 will be left behind. On that basis, there may be 50% of the population of the world will have Christ system, and 50% of the population will not have Christ system. Now, Antichrist system is growing strongly. Christ system has not picked up. So the manifestation of the Antichrist, whether you call it a beast as one person or a beast as a system, it may not exhibit itself till the Christ system, become strongly holding 50% on your side. I'm an Indian. I have to talk about my India too. In 2006, there was a clear indication given to me that this 50% equation will work, will come to pass, will take place in India. It will take place. There may be many attempts to bring back people away from their faith or going towards the other 50%. But it's a big question, because what God has ordained, it will take place. So, because it is a chosen nation, a nation to exhibit the glory of God, exhibit the Christ system, it will have a 50-50% system, more like the US today. So this global phenomena is getting shaped now, beloved. So all over the world, we as believers, conservatives, willing to be part of the Christ system, we need to get into this. So that is, then only you will know having said what is 50-50, why 50-50? Why 50-50? Because the Christ coming has to be assured. This man cannot stop. It is in God's calendar. When it is God's calendar, again, Jesus himself said he does not know the time. But why 50-50 will happen? Because the final war will be there between Christ system and the Antichrist system. So 50-50 has to take place according to the word. Then when 50-50 is what I said, you do not know the times and season. Jesus himself said, he may come like a thief in the night. So all I am telling is there is a 50-50 solution. India people can work towards it. America can work towards it. Some of the Christian nations can work towards it. And you will see marvelous things happening in some of the nations. But world population will have this 50-50. No one can stop it. So those who are trying to hinder this will not be successful, but God will be ultimately bringing this 50-50. So let us prepare ourselves. Better that you go into our website or in our YouTube channel and look into